guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be sharing 10 ways to make your home look incredible, look more expensive, look more custom. And as many of you may know, I recently purchased a house, my husband and I did, and we have been renovating, decorating, and sprucing it up. And I wanted to share 10 things that I have learned that made a huge difference in styling and decorating my home. I'm really excited to share that with you guys because I'm just consumed in this. This is what my life is right now, just renovating and decorating. And also, if you missed it, I shared my renovation series part 1 not too long ago, so I will link that video up here if you want to see what exactly we are renovating, which hint is everything. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right in. The first thing that I think that makes your home look very incredible, very expensive, and just very nice is including real plants into your space. Now, I do feel like a lot of faux plants can look absolutely amazing. Usually those cost a lot of money though if you want something that looks really realistic, but I've learned that there are so many real plants that are really easy to take care of and that look absolutely incredible and amazing. One thing that I've learned that I feel like makes the space looks absolutely high-end is olive trees. So this is something I think makes the place just look so earthy and inviting and just so luxurious and expensive. And this olive tree, I got the 4 to 5 foot size. It was $150. It was a birthday gift from my husband, and I've shared this already before, and I feel like this transformed my space completely. It's a tree that just shows off. It looks absolutely stunning and so incredible. So I have it right here where my bay windows are. I usually have it right in the center, front and center, where you can see it, and I think it just is such a stunning, just literally work of art. I put it in this terracotta pot that was very inexpensive from Lowe's. It cost me like $40, and it together was like just under $200 for everything, plus the soil, so maybe just a little bit over 200. But it's real, and this specific olive tree is actually really easy to take care of. It is pretty specific, but once you do the things that it likes, it's so easy to take care of. So that's just a quick example of just including some real plants, and it actually can save you money in the end. You obviously just have to care for it, but it's something that will make your home just look absolutely incredible. Next thing that I feel like makes your home look incredible, expensive, and very lived in specifically is aged pots. So I have this olive tree, and like I just mentioned, in this pot that's from Lowe's, and it kind of gives it more of an earthy aged vibe, which I feel like really adds character to your home and style. And I've shared this in a recent video, but I transformed this jug into like something that you literally probably could excavate underground, and it looks like just a beautiful work of art. I DIY'd this, which again, I asked you guys before, if you guys want to see a DIY of this, let me know, but I plan to put like really tall stems in this, use it as like a beautiful decor piece, and this is a really inexpensive way to add warmth and character into your home. I also purchased different pots from like Goodwill, which I have right here. I haven't DIY'd them yet. I got this beautiful vase, which I plan to DIY, and then I got this one as well. So I'm going to use these as decor pieces. I'm going to transform them, change the color. This is something I have been including in my decor and into my style, and I think it makes the space look absolutely beautiful. Next thing I noticed that makes a huge difference into your home is curtains. So I used to have these curtains, like they're just like the basic ones with the holes, you put the rod through it. Nothing wrong with those, but I feel like nowadays there are so many options of curtains that look so much better. So pinch pleat curtains have been a favorite of mine. I installed them in my office, and then I'm going to install them in my dining and family room. We have 2 big doors that have access to our yard, and I want to put pinch pleat curtains there. I'm still waiting for those to come in. Maybe they'll be in here by the time I edit this video, but they look so high-end, so expensive, so luxurious. I specifically recommend the linen material. Now, it can be faux linen. That's what I got. I got the faux linen. I did not want to splurge on a real linen material because the faux one gives you the exact same look and for less. And this one is just absolutely stunning and so beautiful and really just transforms the space. So little details like that is really worth paying attention to. And they're definitely more of a splurge than your just basic paneled curtains. Pinch pleat ones just take more time to make, and they are just more of like, they're just more of a statement. They take more work to make, so they charge more for them. But these ones that I found from Amazon are still a much more inexpensive option if you go the custom route. This specifically one from Amazon has many colors to choose from. I got like the beige slash white. I think it worked really well for my space, and they have 88 different sizing options, or I think maybe even more, maybe like 100 sizing options. So there are so many different lengths and widths to choose from. So my recommendation also with curtains is to hang them high and wide and go as full as you can for your space of curtains, because the fuller they are, the more luxurious and high-end it looks as well. And especially when you close it, you don't want the curtains to be so spread out. You want there to be fullness when you do close the curtains. So that's another recommendation of mine when it comes to that. Next thing that I feel like really transforms the space are rugs. So I feel like rugs just bring more character and style into your home, and there's so many different options out there that can fit your unique style. And I usually pick out rugs, at least the two that I have picked out for my space. They're more muted, light, colors, neutral as well. Got them from Amazon, inexpensive, and look so beautiful. I got a beautiful one for my office, has like a darker brown shades in it and light creamy ivory in it as well, which I feel like tie in with my curtains and the wall color as well. And then I got a really lightly colored one for my family room, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. So something to consider if you want to spruce up your space. Consider rugs. I think they make a beautiful statement piece. Next up is mixing up different shapes, textures, materials into your space. It'll make it look so cozy, so lived in, and this mixing in those different materials and shapes and textures together just adds more style to your home. One thing that I love doing is adding curves to my space. So the balusters that I did for my stairs are in the split oval design. It has a beautiful curve there. And then in my office, I have this beautiful tall arched mirror, which gives it kind of a contemporary vibe, but makes it just look so unique and so fun and interesting at the same time. And this can also apply to like pillows or when you're decorating your space. And even with the vases that I mentioned, getting the more earthy age design, that's a different texture. So that adds warmth and character to your space as well. So it just really play around with mixing the different textures and materials together, which brings me to my next point, is sticking to a neutral palette. So I think when you are designing a space and mixing all those different textures, materials, and shapes together, it makes it easier to mix the three together when you have a neutral color palette. At least that's just from my experience. That's how I'm designing my home. It's in a neutral color palette, what I personally really like for my style, and makes it easier to pull different textures and materials, especially if you have a more neutral style. And a really fun way to just make your home look more unique and interesting is, again, mixing those different textures and materials. And doing that also is easier with neutral colors. So that's what I highly recommend for a space. I think it'll make your home look absolutely incredible. I feel like it's so timeless as well, just sticking with a neutral color, because obviously there's a lot of trends with homes. There's like the trendy color of the year or the trendy design element of the year. But when you are furnishing and decorating and designing your space, getting more trendier pieces will go out of style quickly, and then you eventually probably won't like it anymore. So I always recommend go with a style that you love for your home and you see yourself loving for years and years and years. I feel like you can incorporate some trendy elements into your space and love it for a long time. Just be careful with it, because when you are designing and decorating your home, it does cost money. Even if you do it the inexpensive route, you just want to make sure you find something you really like. So I just noticed for myself, I love the neutral color palette. I love the earthy vibe, and this is something I feel like is just so timeless, especially when you go for things that look natural and aged and lived in. It's very timeless and makes it also easier to style and decorate your home. Next thing that I feel like really transforms the space is white walls. So I feel like white walls maybe are coming out of style, which I honestly don't care. I love white walls. I feel like it's a really good blank canvas to build off of from. I went personally with light oak floors for my home and white walls. I've showed you my transformation here. This home, I used to have like a light brown colored walls, which it wasn't bad, but I do think the white just really refreshed the look and gave me a good blank canvas to style and decorate. So deciding between paint colors and what you think is the best choice, honestly, I feel like the safest option and the easiest option is going for white, because I feel like, especially when you're reselling a home, it's a really good blank canvas that people can use and build off of from. And I specifically, for my walls, I went with Cotton White by Sherwin-Williams. So it's not a pure white, it has a little bit of a creamier undertone, which I personally really like. Looks a little bit more earthy and kind of lived in. Here, it just looks pure white to you guys because I have all this lighting and it's just hard to tell this on camera, but in person it has a little bit more of a creamier undertone. So that's my recommendation for paint color. I really think it does make the space feel so much bigger, so much brighter, open, and it just also makes it easier to style with. Thing that I feel like makes your home look absolutely incredible is sticking to a design style and making sure you see that style in all the areas of your home. So for example, like I brought up my balusters and the arched mirror in my office, and I'm doing a lot of black hardware as well in my home. So I'm trying to incorporate like curves and that hardware, linen as well, in all the different areas of my home. So that way everything looks cohesive, everything looks intentional and put together. And this is, you know, can be a little bit challenging. This takes definitely work and research to make sure you find things that will go well in all areas of your home. And my biggest recommendation to help with that is Canva. It's like a free website or app you can use to screenshot all of your favorite like furniture pieces or furniture pieces that you already have and decor that you want to put into it, and you put it all into this little collage that essentially helps you just visually see if everything is going to look good together. And I'm telling you, this saved me so much hassle on returning things and all that. So it just makes a huge difference. It is more effort doing it this way, but it is effort and work well spent because it will just save you time in the end. Next thing I feel like makes a huge difference in your home is lighting. I feel like a lot of people may skip out on this, but the shade of your light is so important. So for us personally, we went with a neutral light throughout our house. So we still have lots of lights to change out. We haven't lived here for that long. But for our lighting, we decided to go with a neutral lighting. So not cold and not warm. Something in the middle that kind of looks like daylight. And I feel like it has enough warmth so it looks cozy, but it's not too cold where it feels like you're in a hospital. Last and final thing that I feel like makes your home look custom and expensive is recessed lighting. So we did this in our main living room, which is right here. We have vaulted ceiling, so on one side we installed recessed lighting, 6 of them in a neutral light, and I feel like it makes the home just look so much nicer, a little bit more custom. And I know this isn't like a really practical thing to do for everybody, but if you are renovating your house, I think this is an option worth considering. And I specifically recommend, if you are going to do this, make sure you get dimmables. A huge difference. You just want to make sure you get dimmable switch and then dimmable lights, so that way, you know, they go with each other. And I love it because most of the time my lights are dimmer and it just makes the space just feel a little bit better. It's dark, I don't want bright lights unless I'm cleaning. So if I have lighting on, I want it to be a little bit softer, not as bright. So that's another recommendation of mine. If you are going to do this, consider getting lights that are dimmable. All right, you guys, so those were 10 ways to make your home look better, more expensive, more custom, luxurious, just look better in general. These are things that I have learned when designing my space. If you guys would like to see more videos on tips and tricks how to make your space look better, more expensive, I'd love to share more of my tips with you guys and things that I learned along the way. And just let me know if you guys would like to see that. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye!